Hello, everybody. It is me, Alex the Hunted, and this is sorry for the no camera, but it's basically an audio recording for my reaction of Doctor Who, Series 9, Episode 1, The Magician's Apprentice. As this new series kind of been building up, we don't actually kind of know what it's going to be an interesting thing. This is basically, I've just literally the episode just ended 10 minutes ago, and I'm going straight into my reaction for what I thought of it. It's an okay start to the series. I thought it wasn't. It's a pretty decent episode. I think it's a good start. It's an okay start. Have a few problems, but let's get into the positives. What spoiler warning? There will be spoilers involved in this video. This reaction. So if you haven't seen the episode and you want to avoid spoilers, you don't want to know what happened, then please just stop watching the video right now and watch it later and watch the episode first, and then come back to hear my thoughts. Are you okay? If you've seen it, are you gone? I'm going to give you the last chance. The spoiler warnings are going to come here. Okay. So, the episode starts off with basically people running away from a biplane, which seems to be shooting lasers, which looks kind of odd. And you can see like the weaponry that they're using is very different. And then all of a sudden, these creatures which have hands coming out of their which basically are hands with eyes, attack this group of soldiers, and one of them gets killed, gets dragged under the earth, and leaves this little child. And then he's basically the kid is stuck and he can't move. If he moves, then the hands grab him or something like that. And then the doctor comes to save the child. He's saying you've got a 1 in 1,000 chance, but forget about the high number, forget about the 1. And you've got that 1 chance. And as the doctor is talking to him, reassuring him, saying everything's going to, you got to focus on that 1 chance that you've got. Tell me your name. Then we get this huge revelation that the doctor has realized that he's accidentally basically saving Davros. And that's the huge spoiler, which... It's kind of amazing how this wasn't leaked, that Davros basically has returned in this episode. I mean, we all knew that Missy was coming back because it was all over the trailers, which, again, this is kind of Moffat's writing style, is that he just glosses over the fact that, Missy's back in Doctor Who, but how did she survive being shot in the last episode that she was in, basically in the series finale of series 8. She basically and she doesn't explain it. She goes, "Yes, I'm back, but aren't you surprised? Aren't you all surprised?" Blah 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 blah. It's one of those things where Moffat, you kind of can't gloss over one of those sort of things. You can't just go, "Yeah, I'm back," but you knew that was going to happen. You can't. So when you see someone like being shot by a Cyberman, you kind of have to go, "Well, how did they survive?" Anyway, Davros is back, and again they don't explain why he. They don't explain how he survived Journey's End, but basically Davros is back, and he is apparently dying. This is his last day alive, and he's going to die. So he wanted one last chat with the Doctor. So he sent out this sort of assassin monster to come out and get him. And well, I'm kind of confused because the assassin's kind of thing, is that the Mara? Because it's a snake being that looks like they can change the shape into a human, very much like the Mara. But I don't think they ever said it was the Mara. But it's a giant snake that is the Mara, and Steven Moffat loves those episodes which have the Mara in it. So it could be. I don't know. I can't remember if they said it by name, but It looked like the Mara to me. If it wasn't, then I was wrong. And if they did say what the name was, then please tell me. But basically, the Mara has sent out looking for the Doctor. So it's basically sent out by Davros to look for the Doctor. And this is where Missy comes in, because Missy was given the last will and testament of the Doctor, and she wants to get their attention. She wants to get the attention of the Doctor or unit. So she basically freezes all these planes in the sky, which, I don't know, but she said she did that to get their attention. I don't know. I think if Missy just sent a message out to unit saying, "Look, I'm back. Everything's going to be. Look, I'm back. Come find me." That would have been fine. I don't know why she needed to freeze the planes and all that sort of stuff. But maybe it's just this kind of way of. This is the Master's way of doing things. She wants to do everything in a big, like pantomime performance, which. It's this. I'm not entirely sure about this version of the Master. The Master for me has always been more sleek and cunning and more like it's kind of stylish, I would say, but not like brash and not in your face, which this Master very much is, or Missy, whoever you call it. So yeah, she basically comes and gets they have Clara and Missy have a chat and then Clara says, "Well, are you good?" And then Missy starts killing a bunch of people basically to prove that she's not good, which fine. It's kind of fine. That's if that's kind of I kind of see that's what the Master would do. He's like, "Are you good?" No, I'm gonna kill. Here's your proof. I'm gonna kill a bunch of people. But she's interested and she keeps on saying that the Doctor and her are friends and all that sort of stuff. So basically, the Mara comes and takes. They go off and find where the Doctor would be because the Doctor's basically been in hiding. So they find out where he is, and so does this assassin, which could be the Mara, also comes out, and the Doctor makes his big entrance on a tank in Essex in medieval times, in a huge tank, playing the electric guitar, and he's basically the whole thing that the Doctor does, like he doesn't like to change events, he doesn't like to change time and all that sort of stuff, basically just got thrown out of the window. Because he has changed so much because he introduced the word dude, he brought this thing called electric guitars, and he brought this tank in. So he basically has done huge changes to the timeline, but I don't know. I guess they're not big important changes, but I don't know. But basically, once Missy and Clara find the Doctor, so does this Mara. Is it the? I'm just going to keep on calling it the Mara. I don't know if it is the Mara, but just to save time, I'm going to keep on calling it the Mara. And they basically get transported on their way to see Davros because this is Davros' last day, and he wanted to talk to the Doctor, and the Doctor came to see Davros. And then they have this huge, and the Doctor goes off and sees Davros, and then we have this huge twist. Well, kind of a twist, I guess. That, oh my God, Scaro is back. But there's kind of a problem with this huge twist of saying Scaro is back, because we already saw Scaro in the new series because it was in the start of Asylum of the Daleks, and you can't say this was a problem. You can't say, oh, well, Steven Moffat, it couldn't have been Scaro, or Steven Moffat must have forgotten or something like that, because he wrote Asylum of the Daleks. And he wrote this episode. So is Asylum of the Daleks just completely out of continuity? What is with that episode then? It kind of comes out, it's, this huge twist just leaves over a huge problem, which was what was Asylum of the Daleks? Was Asylum of the Daleks after this event or before this event, or is it not in the canon of Doctor Who? That just doesn't make any sense. You got to kind of explain yourself, Moffat. You can't just say, "Oh, let bring in this huge twist," but completely ignore. Just basically 2 seasons ago. This was 2 seasons ago that we saw Scaro in Asylum of the Daleks, and that's not like time where you could have forgotten. You've got to kind of explain that. Like, was that Scaro? Was it New Scaro? Was it the planet that the Daleks conquered and called New Scaro or something like that? What was it? I kind of want to know that. And it's kind of nice that we're seeing these new Daleks being these it's that we see these old Daleks from the old series. These old, basically, they've dusted off the old Daleks from the old series and brought them back a lot more than they did in Asylum of the Daleks, and because they're actually moving about, they're on screen for more than 5 seconds, and they they again, spoilers. They kill Clara, and they apparently kill Clara and Missy and destroy the TARDIS. Okay, that's what, and basically the Davros is doing this basically show because he wants to show Doctor that he wants to prove his point once and for all after pretty much their first ever conversation in Genesis of the Daleks, which was this has always been the conversation that they've always had every time every time Davros and the Doctor have met. They've always discussed that the Doctor thinks the Daleks are wrong, Davros thinks that the Daleks are right. And this is basically Davros's proof that saying compassion and letting people live and just basically not having a supreme being is right, and he's doing all this to prove to Doctor on his final day that he is right and the Doctor was always wrong. And then we cut back to this huge cliffhanger where the Doctor goes back in time to apparently kill Davros, but we don't. But again, that's the cliffhanger, and I've basically given away the whole. Basically talked about the episode. So let's talk about the positives. The positives are the performances. Capaldi, Jenna Coleman. Oh god, I've forgotten the woman who plays Missy, and the guy who plays Davros. They all put in a great performance. They all are really. They look like they're having fun as well. They look like they're definitely playing. They're definitely enjoying their time on set, and it's kind of fun. It's a lot of fun. They're clearly looking like they're having fun. I love at the start when the look that Peter Capaldi gives when he realizes that when the child Davros reveals who he is. Like he says, "My name's Davros." You see that there's this zoom in on the Doctor's face where he's basically giving this kind of look of like, "Oh shit!" This kind of like, "No, what the? Oh god, no! I promised to save them. I promised to save one of the most evil people who will ever live." And it's there's. I think Capaldi definitely is stealing the show with this one, especially when he's clearly having fun when he's riding that tank. Playing his electric guitar. He's clearly having fun with that. What else? I really did also like the set designs for this. We apparently get there's apparently this hospital that Davros is in, which is on Scaro. So if it's on Scaro, it looks very. The Daleks would rarely have a hospital, so it looks very. It looks dirty. It doesn't look hygienic. It basically looks like what a Dalek hospital would look like, which is bare minimum, just there to serve these weak people, and they basically it's an afterthought. The Daleks don't really need a hospital. It's an afterthought, so it looks like an afterthought. It doesn't look like a proper. It doesn't look like a proper place. Something like that. It doesn't look like something they really care about. What else do I like? This thing, which is or is not the Mara, I really do like its design, because when I first saw it, like in the trailers, I didn't know that those this makeup design was like basically multiple snakes wrapped around into the shape of a body. I thought it was just like a normal alien, and I love the way that it moved. It kind of like glided across the ground like a snake would. And that was really kind of really creepy, really creepy. Also creepy were these hands in the ground that we see at the start with the eyeballs on the palms. I have no idea why they would exist in the Thal and the Khaled war on Scaro. I have no idea what they are, why they exist, what they're doing on Scaro, but they're there. Are they like the original Mutos or something like that? I don't know, but they do look creepy, and the way that they move is really like they kind of look like dead bodies, like rising from the dead body hands, kind of coming out the ground, kind of like twitching and moving like very slowly, but twitching and all that sort of thing. But the problem is they have another one. They have this trend that Moffat keeps on putting onto these new things that he makes. With the Weeping Angels, it was don't blink, don't look away. With the Silence, it was if you look away, you forget. Then there was these spider things on Let's Kill the Moon, which is don't make a noise. And then there was this supposed thing in that episode where the Doctor was that supposed thing that I can't forget the episode of it, but last series there was that supposed thing that was on the bed, and the Doctor said, "Don't look at it. Just don't look at it. Just don't turn around. Just keep your back to it. Just don't look at it." And this one has one of those tropes that Moffat keeps on attaching to his monsters, which is don't move, don't make a sound. Which is basically don't move. If you keep on moving, then they'll know that you're there and they'll attack you. But this child actor that they had kept on moving. He kept on stamping his feet onto the ground. If you watch him, he keeps on moving. So those things should have attacked him, but they didn't. And for some reason, that doesn't make any sense. What else? I do like this performance that the Davros, the person who's playing Davros, is giving, because he's kind of giving like this dying Davros. He's kind of like resting his hand against his head all the time. He's not moving that much. He's just he basically looks like he is basically on his deathbed or chair for Davros. But again, the negatives I kind of have is it does feel a lot like just Steven Moffat just doing a lot of setup for, oh, look how clever I am doing all this setup, all these questions, all this setup. Am I going to answer them all? Who knows? I'm Steven Moffat. And I don't know. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. I'm getting kind of sick of Moffat doing this. This version of Missy, this version of the Master, I'm not entirely convinced about. I don't know. I just don't see that as the Master. That's probably why she's called Missy. I just don't see the Master doing like the Master being all like childish and just jumping around and putting on these voices and all that sort of stuff. And what else? Well, it's another Dalek episode, and I don't know. The Doctor. It's kind of interesting where they're going with this. I do find it kind of interesting where they're going with this. Like, this isn't really the Daleks up to anything. This is kind of Davros. This is a Davros plan, not a Dalek plan. I don't know why the Daleks are following Davros, but they're kind of, I don't know. They're just kind of. I do like this. They did like this speech that the Doctor, Davros gave to the Doctor when they supposedly are just about to kill Clara, where like. All the Daleks are basically looking at Clara, and Davros says they want her to run. As soon as they run, they're going to shoot her and kill her. They want to hunt, they want to kill, and you can kind of see that in the Daleks. Like, they're all staring at Clara, just waiting for her to move, because I don't know, the Daleks want to give her a sporting chance or something like that. They want the thrill of the hunt. I don't know. Thinking about it now, that kind of seems very un-Dalek. Like, the Daleks would honestly, if it was the Daleks, they would just kill on the sight. This is different, or I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a companion of the Doctor, and they want to. It's a companion of the Doctor, and they kind of like want to have more of a sporting kill, more of a, I guess, instead of just killing them, they just want to have more of an event for killing them or something. I don't know. But you know, for us, it's in this. Basically, this episode is going to be. We're going to see how kind of good this episode in the second part of when they do the second part next week. Then I could probably judge it as a whole. But right now, this first episode was basically a lot of setup with not much payoff. But again, they're probably going to do that in the next episode. But you know, it didn't feel like, I don't know. There's some really good parts of it, and there's some not so great parts of it. I just, you know, there's been worse season openers to Doctor Who. There's you know, like, I mean, there's been stuff like New Earth and stuff like that. They weren't great. There's been worse, but this one's okay. This one's decent. It's okay. it's a good episode. I think you should give it a watch. Oh, actually, I just remembered something else I liked. Was when Davros shows a recording of the Doctor as he was Tom Baker in that scene in Genesis of the Dalek where he's holding the two wires together, and he said, if someone pointed out this child and said this child would become a ruthless dictator to go on and kill millions, and you could see like, I bet so. It's one of those things where you wonder is that something that the Doctor, that Davros has just been pondering on his mind for ages, like saying, well, the Doctor, and apparently Davros remembered that is the Doctor going to save him or something like that. So has that been preying on Davros's mind, like going like, well, the Doctor saved me or something like that, and he knew that I would become basically the creator of the Daleks. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. And also, it looks like Moffat is doing away with the sonic screwdriver, which I don't know. Is he going to come through with that or not? It's going to be interesting to see if he will do that. Is it going to be Davros? As the Doctor, because it was becoming too much of a problem, the sonic screwdriver. It was becoming too much of a magic wand that could do anything device for the Doctor, and if he does get rid of it, that's going to be really. I'm going to really enjoy. It's going to be really good because the screwdriver was becoming basically a magic wand that the Doctor could get out of anything with. That's the reason why they got rid of it in Peter Davison's era of Doctor Who. They got rid of it and he never used it again because they wanted the Doctor to use his brain instead of just pointing this magical device and getting out of it. Which if they aren't going to use a sonic screwdriver anymore for this series or anything, then that would be good because, I want to see the Doctor actually think of a way to get out of it instead of just pointing his screwdriver at things and, oh wait, he's free now. But we'll see. So if you've seen the episode, then if you haven't, then why did you listen to me basically spoil everything? But if you've seen the episode, tell me what you thought of it in the comments below. And if you want, I'm going to be doing this every week for the full series. Going to basically get off my reaction of what I thought of the episode. Tell me what you thought, and if you want to see more videos, please subscribe and all that sort of stuff. I am Alex the Hunted, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.